The regular Eveleth City Council meeting scheduled for 7 p.m. December 2nd will now come to order. Roll call.
Councilor Peterson. Here. Councilor Koivunen.
Here.
Councilor Lillis.
Here.
Mayor Vysalovich.
Here. Item C, approval of minutes of Eveleth City Council workshop November 6th and the City Council meeting minutes up for November 6th. Can I have a motion that we approve those minutes?
Support.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, agenda. We have a few changes. Under the consent agenda, we'd like to add 2 items, and they will be item number 3. We'll treat them both as one item. And under new business, we'll be adding items 11, 12, and 13, if I'm correct. Would that be enough? If no one has any additions or objections, I call for a motion that we approve tonight's agenda with these changes.
So moved.
Motion made by Peterson. Do I have support?
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We have no appointments or presentations. If anyone from the audience would like to address the council at this time, we will allow them a 5-minute period. Otherwise, we'll allow time at the end of the meeting for anyone who has any questions on tonight's agenda. If not, I'd like to move on to the consent agenda. Approval of payroll November 5th through the 1st through the 15th. Approval of claims for November. And item number 3 would be vacation carryover request for Sergeant Brian Ness into next year, and for our city administrator Jackie Monahan, her vacation carryover due to excessive work and Brian out sick. Move that we accept the consent agenda with those changes. So moved. Motion made by Koivunen. Do I have support?
Support.
Support by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have no public hearings at this time, no unfinished business. And we move on to new business. Item number 1, resignation of Kelly Miller from the HRA board.
Yeah, so I'll make the motion to accept the resignation of Kelly Miller from the HRA board, and to send her our thanks for her work over the last year for that.
She was a real asset to the board. You know, it's a shame to have to lose her.
Yeah, she stepped up.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's tough getting board members, you know, nothing's easy anymore. Do you have support to that motion?
Go ahead. I'll support.
Motion made by Peterson, support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Letter from HRA regarding commissioner terms.
Mayor, I may explain that this a little bit, being on the HRA board. Given the transition over the last few years and whatnot with our board and HUD evaluation of our terms, we're simply trying to do some housekeeping and set our terms accurately to HUD requirements, and they're listed here as to what they would be. Kelly Miller is on this list, and now her term has expired with her resignation, so we will be seeking a resident of our public housing of Clay Court for the board. So if you're interested, please look for that application online or here at City Hall. But I would make the motion to support these term limits.
Anyone have any questions? We're trying to stay compliant with HUD. It's basically an administrative change here. You made that motion, Beth?
I did.
Do you have support to that motion?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 3, resolution supporting Central Iron Range Initiative Brownfield Redevelopment Program Coalition, the US EPA Brownfield Assessment Grant application. And that is for Jackie. That's basically for cleanup, isn't it?
So what that is for investigation, so as you know, the city participated in the grant that expired on October 30th. And what the city got out of the previous grant was $159,000 worth of work at the Alice location for investigation for brownfield cleanup. I'm awaiting the final report. After the final report, we can determine what remediation needs to be done. Then also we can continue to finish our preliminary plat for that area. So this is a new grant for the same communities, East Range to the West Range. The EPA really looks more favor on collaborative grants, and in fact, the EPA project coordinator was here in early November, and we had a really good meeting. She toured all of our sites. She came to City Hall. We took a mine tour. So we feel that we were really successful in this current grant. I think us getting $149,000 out of a $700,000 grant was really good, and our support will really help the next group of people. I don't know yet if we have another site, but I'm going to be looking because I want us to participate if indeed another grant is awarded to this group.
That's a pretty good chunk of money to get out of that. Anyone have any questions? Can I call for a motion that we accept this resolution?
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis. Do we have support?
Support.
Support by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 4. Liquor licenses for 2014. I'd call for a motion that we approve the license under the conditions that any delinquent accounts or taxes are satisfied.
Are we gonna do them all?
Well, do you want to do them on with that condition?
Yeah, I'll make that motion that we okay all the liquor licenses or make arrangements to get your liquor license. You will have to take care of delinquent taxes.
Like the taxes and utilities.
Taxes and utilities must be brought up to date or arrangements made.
You have a support to that motion?
I'll support that motion.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Peterson. Any further discussion?
I just, want to say that this motion is in compliance with our, code, our city code and policies.
Well, that's the reason we took this step is because it takes a little time and the paperwork that way. If something should happen at the last minute, the other year we had that a few years back. We had an issue because we had to do some phone calling. And this way we can all be in motion, and if these conditions are satisfied, everybody's good to go. If no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item, letter of retirement from Craig Schlesien, Assistant Wastewater and Water Operator. I remember when Craig was up at the fire hall when he first started. How many years has he been here, Mike? It's gotta be 30 plus.
I would certainly think so. Public Works, I know he was in Public Works before I started here. Quite an asset in the city and water, wastewater system. Greg was instrumental a year ago in getting the sludge handling system at the water treatment plant up. Tried this a couple of years ago, recommending to the council that you reject the retirement notice. I was unsuccessful at that time, but I thought I'd throw it out there again. I hate to see it go.
It didn't work the last time we tried it. Well, there's a lot of experience, again, you're getting an experienced crew and they're all getting to that point,
Well, I'll make the motion to accept this retirement, as much as we hate to see him go, and thank him for his service to the city and the community.
You have a support to that motion?
I'll support it.
Motion.
And, wish him good luck.
Motion made by Peterson,
And
support by
congratulations.
Koivunen. Yeah, you hate to lose all this experience, but one good thing, these people are all close if you need them. Give them a phone call. Nobody's running away. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 6. Consider revising job description for assistant water wastewater operator. And Mike, you have here a Class A license for wastewater within 10 years, or?
Yes, that's correct. I believe you need 8 years of experience before you can apply for it, and this would give the person in this classification a 2-year window to pass the test. Yeah, when this job description was developed, the intent was that you put somebody in this position with lesser experience, 2 years of experience required for training. And then over time, as they build experience, they're able to take their license tests in both water and wastewater, with the goal that ultimately they would have licenses we would need to operate the water and wastewater plant and be able to accept it at operating position. This change would make the job description compliant, I guess, with our current license.
Have a motion that we adopt this revised job description for this position?
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carried. Item number 7. Consider authorizing city staff to post internally and externally if necessary to fill vacancy created by pending retirement of assistant water wastewater operator.
So moved.
Motion made by Peterson. Post this position, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Number 8, recognize the Willard Harvey family for their placement of the Christmas tree at the Big Stick Plaza. Is that something that happens every year?
You know, I think last year, I'm not sure, but I know a crew of them at the Roosevelt, put one up one year, they watched it. And it looks nice down there. So it's kind of nice that they did this.
That is, you know what I mean? The whole area looks nice now, the addition of that.
Yeah.
Get everybody in the spirit for the holidays. So I think we should send a letter of thanks to the Harvey family.
Yep.
For this donation, and the community really appreciates it. Call for a motion that we send that on behalf of the city council.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 9, consider authorizing the Director of Public Works to call for quotations for the construction of a warming shack on the sliding hill by the rock. I know this got a little behind us here, but we're ready to roll now on that.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Peterson, have support.
I'll support, I guess just add that this is just continuation of the efforts that we've been making towards that goal since we received donations from a couple different entities towards that particular project. So
No, we received some generous donations for that building. It's
be
nice to see
that finished.
Nice to see the community, residents come out and favor those kind of projects, because
Absolutely.
it just helps the kids.
I think when it's done, the mayor and council should slide down that hill.
I'm ready.
As long as I can warm up, I'll give her a shot.
As long as someone has a camera.
Camera and the ambulance.
That's more accurate.
Some of us might have a hard time getting up. Mike, you have anything to add here? This pretty much complete what you think we need?
Well, the outline that you have in your packet was kind of a design that we worked on it with the Park Commission, and kind of for the full blown building. You can see the estimated cost was just under $22,000. Certainly one option would be, if you want to consider, is maybe like a base bid with some add alternates for some of these amenities. Just give you some flexibility to accept the quote that would be within your budget. The other items are added later.
Well, it's kind of exciting, we have a new building down the North Side Park, and this one will be in close proximity. Nice, all the facilities, and things we have in town will get more use because of this. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution authorizing conveyance of real estate to Gilbert and Kathleen Ferroni. Kind of explain this one, Jackie, because it doesn't seem like an uncommon thing from my memory.
So back in 1981, the city authorized selling this property to Gilbert and Kathleen Ferroni. I found a copy of the deed. I consulted with the attorney here. And there was a note on the deed saying that picked up, doesn't say picked up by who, but whoever picked it up never filed it. So if you go look at the records, officially, the city still owns the property, and Gilbert Ferroni is the taxpayer. So since I found the paperwork that showed that you really did authorize the conveyance, I'm just asking you to duplicate it, so now we can do it all over again, and we'll file the deed this time. And the Ferronis will then own it and continue to pay taxes like they have been.
You know, it's not an uncommon thing that crops up every once in a while, situation like that. It's kind of surprised me, you know, I looked especially down there, it was kind of a newer area, that would be, wouldn't be an issue there. Well, can
I'll
I
make the
call
motion.
you to make the motion to adopt this resolution? Do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 11, proposal from Benchmark Engineering to do some surveying, and this is for the ATV trail. Eric, you want to bring us up to speed a little bit on that?
Yeah, I certainly can. Councilor Hadrava had asked me a couple weeks ago to do some work over by Station 44 Road, looking at connecting the OHV/ATV snowmobile trail from the intersection of Station 44 Road to the north to Progress Parkway. So in order to do that, I think we need to get some preliminary field work done. We talked about marking the line so we can have an idea of where we would actually put the trail, and then do a little background information potentially with the regulators, talk to the DNR and find out what sort of requirements would be required for the trail, and then get from that we could develop some preliminary construction cost estimates for you. And that was something that Councilor Hadrava had indicated he would like us to put together, obviously with your support, to then potentially go look for some funding to be able to do this. So I guess this proposal is just kind of the first step in that process.
I know this has been on the table for a number of years.
Yes.
I know there's a group, Brad and a few others on the committee, been working on this. Can I have a motion that we authorize Benchmark to proceed with this preliminary work for $3,940?
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen. Do I have a support?
Support.
Support by Peterson. Any further discussion? Yeah, they've been trying to figure out how to get everything in and out of town. You know, a safe manner that complements all the businesses and everybody here. There's no further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next item on agenda, this would be constructive resignation of Public Works employee Keith Pelto.
I'll make the motion to accept the constructive resignation of Mr. Pelto, effective November 30th of 2014.
I'll support.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Lillis. At the recommendation of our attorney here. And I suppose we notify him then right away, okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 13, a while back, we knew we had one or two retirements coming up, so we authorized the Public Works Director to come up with an eligibility list for the Public Works Department because it gets to be such a lengthy process. I think it was pretty prudent planning on our part because some of these things, you know, showed up a lot faster than we thought. They did, the Personnel Committee did come up with a list of 5 eligible candidates out of 16 applications, and I'd like to call for a motion that we accept this eligibility list for future employment with the city, provided that all the pre-employment conditions are met.
I will so move.
Do you have support to that motion?
I will support with comment that I'm very happy to have sat in on the interviews yesterday. Some very good candidates presented themselves, and I think the city will be doing very well with the folks on this list.
You know, it's tough. You're losing some good ones. I hope we get the same quality back, and it looks like we did pretty good here.
It was a good list. I mean, they were all good candidates.
That's good, you know, that they're stepping forward.
Yeah.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Lillis. We have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Say, I'd also like to make the motion that we post for the position that was just vacated by Keith Pelto. Is that how you want that done, or how did you want that done?
Oh, okay.
Post internally, I'm sorry.
Good memory.
I knew there was something here.
Something didn't seem right.
I'll support that one also.
You're making a motion, Beth?
Well, you know, can I clarify my motion?
Yes.
That we move forward with filling the vacancy created by Pelto in whatever manner is appropriate, so that I don't say the wrong thing.
Before you can hire, you gotta make sure the internal movement is done, right, Mike?
Correct, yes. We have to post internally for 7 days. If there's no applicants, then we can either advertise externally or could work off its eligibility list.
Is it called the internal shift?
All right, so however that needs to happen, that's my motion.
Good thinking, Beth.
Yes.
After that grueling workshop, you got a pretty good memory.
And all that paper.
Motion made by Peterson that we post for the position vacated by Keith Pelto. You have support?
I support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anybody have any committee reports or commission activities going on?
Well, I'd like to just spend a couple minutes. I know
Absolutely.
earlier at the workshop, the HRA board gave a presentation on how well things are going up there. And so I encourage folks to see that in the public packet. And we'll post it on the website. And it'll be posted on the Eveleth website so that you can get that summary for yourself. Just a couple things I wanted to mention. There will be an open house up at our community room up at Clay Court on December 15th at 5 p.m. The public are welcome to attend that. Obviously, residents are welcome to attend that and encouraged to attend, as well as the council members and council members elect. In addition, at that open house, all of our staff that are currently up there working, there's about five of those staff will be present, so we'd love the community members to get to know those folks. The only other piece I'd like to bring up is that from being a poor performer just a couple years ago to a substandard performer, to moving into high performer for HUD has allowed us to get additional dollars, 10% bonus dollars to put back into our facility up there. In addition, it's allowed us to apply for Minnesota Housing Finance dollars to improve our physical plant up there as well. So more improvements on the way. We've really come a long way, and we're very excited about where we are.
Well, that money is injected into the local economy here. That's, one nice
Absolutely.
thing. The products and the contract work,
Contracts.
that gets spent right here amongst the community, so.
And the only last thing, just another plug for a resident up there for our commission. That position's open. As you said, it's tough to get people
It is.
involved.
It is tough, people got lots of things going on, and it gets more and more complicated, no matter what you do around here. More regulation. You have anything more, Beth, to add, or
Thank you.
you talked out?
I'm talked
for
out.
tonight?
Was it 3 minutes?
We've been here about 3 hours, guys. That's, Joe, you have anything to add?
No. No, thank you.
Brian?
I just want to give a little plug to the Eveleth Fire Department Ambulance Service. They teamed, once again this year for the 7th annual Santa Food Drive. They're teaming up with local Eveleth churches, and they're collecting non-perishable food items and monetary gifts in order to create gift baskets to assist families in need in Eveleth for the holiday season. And they will be accepting a variety of different food items, non-perishable food items, or monetary gifts or gift cards for local grocery stores. And if you're interested in donating some non-perishable goods, you can just put them curbside in front of your house on December 10th, and the fire department ambulance service will be picking them up between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. And also, if you know of a family that might be in need of some assistance this holiday season, if you want to drop the name off at the Eveleth Public Library, there will be a box up there, and that will be available until December 10th as well. And I'm sure that if you have any questions, you can certainly contact Fire Hall Ambulance Service, and they would be able to direct you. So that's my plug for the night.
That's a very good one.
Yes.
Very good one for the holiday season to help somebody. And is it December 16th, we're having our budget meeting at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and I'd encourage anybody to come up there, and if you have any questions, or things that we're doing, or things we should be doing, you know, because we kind of go take the feedback we do get, but all feedback is welcome. And if there's any questions, what we spend money on, how we spend money, where it comes from, be very good. And are we changing the council meeting? We have to act on that?
Yes, you folks talked about meeting on Wednesday, December 17th at 8 a.m. here at City Hall, and I've already talked to Mr. Greg back there. We'll make sure that gets taped and televised.
The reason for changing the meeting, we just didn't want to confuse the issue or rush the budget meeting. Everybody has plenty of time to ask their questions and not move along, and we get the correct feedback before we do approve the levy, so we know where we're at. I don't have too much. I'm enjoying the winter so far. Not a lot of shoveling. But Steph, do you have anything to add? Chief, do you have anything to bring up? Mike?
Just one update on the auditorium project. The new gas service and gas meter was installed last Friday. So I notified the architect, he in turn notified the contractor. So hopefully they can get busy and finish that project up. I'm hoping we're gonna have heat in that building here for the next few weeks.
Oh, the roller bombers. Yeah.
Roller duty.
Fly with that schedule.
Is that what a lot of the work, you're hooking up gas? I see in a lot of the alleys, doing a lot of digging up.
Yes, Northern Pipeliners, who's the contractor for Minnesota Energy, has been on quite a bit in the last 2 weeks. And Frost, trying to get these services in. I understand that they had quite an extensive list of services to install on the whole entire range. So we got ours last Friday, and that was pretty rolled up on that project.
I was a little concerned about that, if they'd get to it or not. And I see the project house on Jones Street is down. It looks kind of nice, that corner lot. Eric, do you have anything to add?
Nothing further unless you have any specific questions.
Anybody have any questions, Eric? No. Jackie, you have anything to add?
Yeah, why wasn't here at 5 o'clock?
I got permission to go to my son's basketball game. So I'm gonna use my child as an excuse on that one.
Hey, the kids kind of trump everything else. Yeah. Bonnie, you have anything to add?
Nope.
Anyone from the audience like to address the council at this time? If not, I will adjourn the meeting.